All right, hi and hello. I'm James. I'm an addict and an alcoholic. I'm gonna try to start throwing that in there because I was an alcoholic for a little bit, and I had to go to like a detox instead. I didn't drink like for years. I started drinking to get off the opioids to replace it with something, but then I became an alcoholic. But anyway, my 26th birthday was yesterday, and it was awesome, dude. I didn't do much or really anything, but my family reached out to me. My mom told me happy birthday. She sent me some cash, which is a first because family members usually don't like to send you cash when they know you're strung out on opioids. But they know I've been clean for a little over a year now, so they trust me and they could tell that I'm different this time around. Which I've gotten clean more times than once, but I don't know, something about like this time I could tell they really believe in me, which I believe in myself this time around. Now I do think I'm gonna stick with it, but I don't know, something changes when you actually get clean for the first time. I don't know. I think some people can understand if you've actually gotten clean for any real time and like really genuinely don't want to do this shit anymore and not just like doing it because you're on probation or you gotta go to jail or fucking you're gonna lose your house. So you know what I mean? Like you're just doing it because you genuinely don't want to get fucking high on heroin or fentanyl anymore. They're really welcoming me. They're really sweet to me, and yeah, I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful to be alive right now. Also, I've turned 26 years old, and a majority, and when I do say majority, more than fingers and toes, I have. Uh, the majority of the people I grew up with are dead, and I've lost many people to opioid overdoses and just like car crashes. I've lost a lot of friends to car crashes. I lost two friends when I was 19 at the same time in a car crash. It's very very unfortunate. It was a small town too. It shook our whole town. It's very unfortunate. But yes, I've lost a lot of friends, of acquaintances. I don't know anybody that doesn't know somebody who's passed from an opioid overdose, and shit's no joke. You know what I mean? It's life or death. And I was strung out on the shit for 8 years, and I should have been dead more than once. I overdosed twice. I didn't care about my life. I didn't take care of myself. I was like doing needles, like dirty needles and shit, and fucking didn't just I just didn't care, man. And there was no reason that I should have lived over my friends or over any of the people that have died before me. It's just luck of the draw. But I don't want to waste my time given to me when I know so many other people didn't even get one overdose. You know what I mean? Like I've gotten two, but most people don't even get one. Um, you know, so I'm just thankful to be here. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I have family still that they didn't drop me and give up on me like so many other addicts I know who just and again, no, I would never hate them for giving up on me as a fentanyl addict because I mean just it's a lot to say the least. It's dealing with somebody who's on drugs like that are strung out and shit. It's a lot. So I'm very thankful for them sticking by me the almost decade that I was addicted to those drugs, and I'm just happy to be alive, man. You know, life's scary and it's really hard, and like doing drugs makes it a little bit easier. But we are all gonna die. That is a very unfortunate part of life, and there's nothing you have to do in life, bro. There's nothing you have to do except for die. I didn't have to finish high school, and I didn't have to do this or do that, or I didn't have to do anything. I've never had to actually do anything in life, but I have had to die. I have to die, and that's really scary to me. And I don't really know how to cope with that. So that's where a lot of my addiction comes from. So I'm trying to get into therapy. I'm trying to get some help. Trying to I don't feel so ashamed of my addiction anymore, and I don't feel so ashamed about asking for help. And you shouldn't feel ashamed about your addiction or like needing to ask for help either, man. For real. Look at me. You ask for help if you need it. You know what I mean? It's okay. Most people die like a lot of my friends, like they died alone in their room. Like getting high, and I don't want to see anybody else die alone in their room, man. But yeah, yeah, I'm happy. I'm doing all right. Some not every day I'm happy, but I'm all right. And I'm glad I'm 26. I'm glad I made it out because again, most people don't. Um, and yeah, if you're seeing this, man, and you're struggling with the addiction thing, I'm always here if you need somebody to talk to or to yap with. I wish I had more to say, but or like how I did this, and stuff, and how I keep doing it. But I have a lot of support, man, and I know a lot of people don't have support, and I don't know what to tell people. That's why I feel so like I feel really guilty almost and like really bad. I don't know what to do for people or what to tell people who don't have support, because I've been lucky in my addiction, and like I don't have, like, my dad was never around, but like my mom stood by me no matter what when I was strung out, like bailed me out of jail twice, with just like a DUI and shit. I didn't like doing crazy, robbery or hurt nobody. But she robbed me out of jail, and and people do it alone. You can do it alone, and you can do it. You just gotta want it, man. You just gotta want it. I couldn't want it for myself, but I could want it for my nephews. I could want it for my girlfriend. I could want it for my mama, and that's enough to keep me off the shit. And you just gotta find your reasons, man. And I guess is the best advice I could give anybody struggling right now. Or what it's worth for. Like what it's worth it to get sober for. But yeah, I not to pat myself on the back, but I did it, dude, and I don't want to go back. And the scary thing, and the insidious thing, and this, but just like the really fucked up thing about addiction is it's always there. It could always come back. Kind of like cancer, I guess, when it goes into remission. I could always run into the wrong person one day and do a bump and die alone. Like my partner be at work or something, and I'd die in the bathroom by myself. Or it's very unfortunate, dude. Fentanyl is very evil, very evil. At least with heroin, it was strong, but there wasn't a huge likelihood of overdosing. But I don't know, man. Fentanyl is fucking evil, bro. And when I was a kid, my mom used to tell me all the time, fucking, you could do something one time and it'll kill you. And I think like that was just like fear mongering, which is fair. You don't want your kids doing drugs, and that was like everybody said that, and I was like, there's no drugs that can literally just kill you the first time you do them, which there wasn't. Like there was no opioids that were strong enough to kill you with one little bit. There was nothing that was really strong enough to, unless you had like some predisposed like conditions or whatever. You know what I mean? There was nothing that was like strong enough to just kill you off the rip, off of one little tiny little bump, dude. But now, like fentanyl, carfentanil, and this fucking xylazine, and like fucking 7-HO and like all this crazy shit, dude. Like it's just hard to keep up, man. It's hard to know what's safe, what's not. Like drugs actually will kill you in one go nowadays, and I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. I can imagine having kids right now, just worrying about them, and like now you could try drugs for the first time and literally just fucking die. That's it's insane. But yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I was yapping, dude. I was yapping. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. And I'm happy to be alive. And, like I'm glad I'm like a person again. I'm still like trying to figure out like, the everyday life shit of how to handle like bills. And I don't know how to do taxes, man. And like I got to get my GED. And I'm 26. I'm closer to 30 than, you know what I mean? And I don't have a high school diploma, and you know what I mean? Like I've made it because like I lie about having my high school diploma and everything, and they'll just hire you, bro. Fun fact: if you ain't got a diploma, just tell them you have one. They do not check that shit. I worked in a lab making kratom, and they even, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they just don't check that shit. It's crazy. But yeah, I want to do shit the right way now. I don't want to lie and steal and cheat no more, and you know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I just want to be like a member of society. I want to be a person. Like I want to have memories of my 20s and my 30s and so on and so forth. I don't want to just blink and everything. Me be like 42 and like just a drug fuel haze. You know what I mean? Like push those years by and I don't remember anything. Because I already feel like 26 got here way too fast. You know what I mean? Everybody says that, but I feel like 26 got here way too fast. So yeah, I'm ready to like just take it in while I can, because that's always that's always a lot closer than you think. So, but yeah, I guess that's all. If you see this, I hope you're well, and if no one tells you I love you and I'm proud of you, don't take it weird or anything. I'm just telling you, like, you're loved. Don't go nowhere. If you need somebody to talk to or whatever about the drug thing, and you need some help, maybe like just some advice on somebody, like from somebody who kind of gets it. Always reach out, dude. I'll you know what I mean? Like, you can always reach out. I'll help any way I can. I'll put like my Instagram and shit in the comments, or the comments, the description thing. So, if you like, you don't want to like comment on here or whatever, you can message me or something. But yeah, thanks if you see this, and yeah, bye.